Get us in a 3-1-3 here, so you can kind of see where we're starting with. Okay, in our scrimmage against the boys, I noticed that our center mids are kind of lost, all right? I also noticed that our forward is lost. Our back line actually did pretty well, especially when the ball was up here. And we were in a nice kind of cup shape, a cup line, all right? When we were in the attacking end up here, all right? The one thing that we do need to continue to work on is the spacing between the mid, the center mid, the forward, and here. The forward, again, for those of you who play forward, if you guys are not up with the last defender, no, you can't be offsides, okay? But let's say this is the last defender. You need to be up with that last defender and try to create as much space between you and the center mid. You want that space, a lot of space there. If you scrunch in like this, we shortened it, right? And now it's like we can only play wide. But if that striker, if that forward up on top comes back and is in line with the back defender, now you've created space. Now, so the striker needs to pay attention, yes, but also the center mid needs to pay attention, okay? The center mid cannot come in like this and be so close to the forward. Can't do that, all right? Can't do that, okay? You need to really be cautious of where your space is between your striker, your forward, and you, all right, center mid? All right, same when the ball's on one side, okay? The center mid, a lot of the times, the center mid is really close in like this, all right? Center mid should not be so close to the wings either. Center mid is really center of wherever the ball is and the players, okay? So if you think about this isn't really center between your wing, your forward, right? Your forward, your striker, and here. That's not center. Look at that, right? This is center of the playing area. So center mid, a good reminder for you is that center mid does not mean playing center of the field. Okay, center mid means you play center of where everybody else is. If you're tucked in like that, that's not center mid. If you're tucked up here, that's not center of where all your players are. You see what I'm saying? This is center of where all your players are. Okay? I think that's going to help Hayden. I think that's going to help you. Callie, I think that's going to help you. Emma, that's going to help you. And Jordan, I really think if you understand that, if you start thinking, okay, center of where the ball and the rest of my players are. Okay? So that way, center mid, it's like you are the glue between the defensive end and the offensive end. You're the glue. You're the thing that combines our front half to our back half. So if you're up here like this, there's no one down here to help transition if we need to back and create a connection to our back half, okay? And if you want to think of it as, you're like the connector, the glue, the connector, right? So if we have a support pass here, that's you. If she needs a support pass here, okay, here, you. Let's say she gets the ball here. If she needs a support pass here, that's you. Okay? Now, what if we really get in trouble? Well, let's say the ball shifted or whatever. All right? Again, center mid is center of the action, right? Center of the action. So if this is where all the action is, this is where our players are, then you, center mid, have to be here. You can't be over here. That's not center. This is center. Okay? So let's say we get in trouble here. You get passed back. Then you're the connection between the offensive line to the defensive line. You pass it back. Okay? All right? So center mid, I hope that helps. And forward, I hope you really, I think Amy and Kelsey and Taylor and whoever else is up there, you girls have really got to play with your backs to the goal, period. You have to play with there's only so many times where you should turn to make a run. And if you turn to make a run, it should be a diagonal run here or a diagonal run there. It should never be straight down the line, down the field, never. Okay? So, forwards, I want your strikers, I want you to focus on back to the goal, okay? So, because we're advancing, let's say we're advancing here, through the middle, all right? Basically, forward needs to have their back to the goal and sliding this way and looking for a hole here. Okay, so the center mid can get now. Let's say we pass it to the wing. That doesn't mean you face forward and run away. It means your body now your body's turned sideways, and now you're looking for a ball this way. Okay, you're looking for the ball this way, back to the goal. Now you're angled, your back is still to the goal, you're going this way now. This way, this way, this way, this way. Okay, your runs forwards, your run should never be, I'm going to face the goal head on and run straight through the goal. Okay, it never should be if your center mid has the ball, run away from her. Never. Okay, not the way that we're going to play. All right. Outside, now, like I said, you can make runs, but your runs need to be a diagonal. So for instance, okay, if your outside wing has the ball, all right, then your run should be diagonal like this. Okay, and if you do make a diagonal run, check this out. Let's say these are your two defenders here, and this is she's getting marked here or whatever. Okay, she's starting to get marked there. If you made a diagonal run, and this player plays the ball at the right time, look at this. All she has to do is play it up in front and here. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So your runs really should be diagonal runs. If your wings get the ball, diagonal run. Right? If your wings get the ball, diagonal run here. And when that happens, outside wings, please pay attention. When that happens, if you make a diagonal run here, the forward has now taken your space on the field. So outside wings, where do you think you should go? Up on top. Okay? So basically what you're doing is you're underlapping. Okay, you're under. This over is outside the field. Underlapping is when you go in the field, in towards the center. Okay, so now you're underlapping here, and now so now she's gonna get the ball. She's gonna turn, and now you're becoming like the forward up on top. All right. So if she draws a player here, she can pass it back. All right. So simple things, simple things. So forwards, I basically told you what you should be doing. Your back to the goal. If your wing has the ball, you should be back to the goal, just looking to try to get open either here, finding space in between the defense. Here's the space in between the defense. Give me the ball. Okay? Oh! Here's a space in between the defense. Give me the ball. Alright? Don't run away. Okay? As the ball is moving, as the ball is advancing, you're not turning to run away. You're shuffling backwards. Okay, that's one thing that I'm looking at all these videos, and I'm thinking about how we played yesterday against the boys. So many of us run and with our backs turned from the goal or from the ball. You need to run with your back turned towards the goal. The wing should be doing that too, especially the wings should have their backs to the goal, especially if my mid has it and we're in our defensive end. Okay. Now, does that mean you should stay there and not move? No. It just means you get to your space with your back turned towards the goal so you can see the ball. So if she's got the ball here, that doesn't mean turn around, don't look at the ball and get open. That means run backwards. Running backwards so that if she passes you the ball, you can get to it. Okay? If your back's turned towards the goal and she passes you the ball, are you going to be able to see the pass? No. All right? So there's a couple key things there for you. Back turned towards the goal, all right? Now, does that mean we all play with a back? No. Okay, my back turned towards the goal. I'm facing my center mid because she needs my help, all right? I'm going to be backing up still backwards. She's going to give me the ball, and now I can turn. Now, this is where the forward comes into play. The forward can have their back to the goal still. She pops out, and now I can turn and give her the ball. And let's say we're going to do a give and go. Now I turn, and now I get in and run forward. Okay? So there's times to run forward towards the goal. But those times are like when you get overlapping runs, or when you have, let's say she sees the center mid comes in here, and she sees a nice through ball for you. Okay? So you have your back to the goal, but she's going to play it. Now you turn forward and run for it. Okay, does that make sense? So wings. Here's an important tip for you. Play with your back towards the goal. If we're high up into their end, you don't still need to play with your back turned towards the goal. Now, depending, now maybe 1 or 2, we can have our, and we're making runs, as long as we're making runs, all right? All right. Not in the defensive end, which we were a lot against the boys, all right? It is your responsibility, center mid, okay, to move with your back to the goal, just like as if you were a striker, a forward, okay? Your back is turned towards the goal. Now, okay, so I'm thinking in particular, there are a couple of times where the center mid, you scrunched us because you weren't really center of the play, okay? You scrunched us like this, all right? You see how that doesn't create any space for us. So, does that mean turn around and run away? No. How should you run and create space? With your back turned towards the goal, okay? Back turned towards the goal. I think that's going to be key for us this season. Back turned towards the goal. So you're going to run with your back turned towards the goal, but as you're doing that, you're looking to see where the space that you can get open for your players. If the ball is here, center mid, if the ball is here, you should not be here because that's not center of the play. You got to get in, find a hole in between here, and back up with your back turned towards to create space, and then boom, here. Now, your back is turned towards the goal. You have 2 options. This is where communication comes in. Someone needs to say, turn. And what that means is you don't have anybody on you. You have time to turn. What if you do have someone on you? Okay? Then that's where communication comes in. And now this person can move off the ball here, and then we give it quickly to the wide. Okay? Center mid, does that mean you stay there? No. Now what it means is now you're turning sideways and your body's sideways, and now you're looking to connect from here to here, or here to here, or here to here. Okay? So now, if we really want to involve the defensive end, you could here, and then we can make a runoff like this, and you're the connector here. All right? So, particularly when we're in the defensive end and the other team is in our defensive end and we're really stuck back in a corner, center mids, you need to have your back to the goal. Okay? Outside mids need to have their back turned towards the goal. All right? And when you're running outside mids, just like center mids, you guys are running with your backs turned towards the goal. Okay? You're facing the ball. You gotta face the ball. Now, as soon as you get the ball, you can turn, and now center mid, you're facing the side here. Again, you're in middle of the pack. You're not up here. That's not middle. See? That's not middle. You're not back here. That's not middle. This is where we lose you. If you're not in that right spot, you gotta be here, center of the play. Okay? You're the connector for us. Find holes in between the defense. Find holes. Okay? Find holes. Maybe you have a hole here. Boom. Okay? Maybe you see a hole right here. Your back turned towards the goal. Boom. Turn it and look for your forward. All right? Outside mids. When the ball's in our defensive end, your backs are turned towards the goal. Center mid. Same with you. Okay? We're running backwards, getting open, running backwards, moving along here, trying to find openings, okay? Trying to find openings so that when our center mids or our backs needs us, our defenders need us, okay? We're trying to find an opening here. If my wing comes to the inside to get the ball here, well, then that should be an automatic cue for this defender to get outside and overlap, okay? So, outside mids, it's not so much butt on the line anymore. It's either butt on the line or get through in the middle, okay? Butt on the line, get through the middle, all right? Find a hole in between here, in between those defenders. Butt on the line or get to the middle here. And then if they come to the middle, Outside backs, this is your key right here. Get to the outside quickly. And we're not going to pass it behind, we're going to lead you with the pass. We're going to lead it in front like this, okay? So that our first touch is on the goal.